What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here. Now, here's the thing. If you are building a personal brand, you're creating a lot of content, but how do you create a ton of content all by yourself? I mean, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm backlit. So, right here, the Sony A7 III. Here's the thing. Creating a lot of content, or you want to create a lot of content for your personal brand, but you got to focus on sales. I mean, you realize that you're sitting there spending a lot of time creating content, but you're not generating any revenue. So you got to first understand that you're building a business, you're not creating content. You can be a YouTuber if you want, but that's going to take a while. I mean, forget that. You might as well just build a real business. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time creating content. I wanted to do it in a way where it generated revenue. So how do you create a ton of content? I'm going to show you how to create a ton of content for the entire month in just a couple days. And this is literally the process. So first things first, there's a couple different types of content that you can create. And the first type is just what I call one-take videos. It's a video like this where you're just sitting down, you're recording, you do it all in one take. Now, obviously, you need some great presentation skills. You got to be like, but still, you do it all in one take. There's no editing, no cutting, no nothing. It's just one take. So those videos, you can produce those really fast. Then there's the B-roll videos. The B-roll videos are the videos where you obviously have B-roll footage. If you don't know what B-roll footage is, just Google it. But you have B-roll footage, and those take a little bit more time, just because the editing involved, you're combining it with music and all that. So it takes a lot more time to produce those. Then you have just Facebook Live. So Facebook Lives are obviously easy. I mean, just live streaming is easy in terms of you just send out an email, bam, hey, we're going live. So those are pretty easy. Then you have, what else do you have? I'm thinking, then you have emails. So emails are considered content in terms of you just write down emails, you write out promo emails. These are actually the things that you want to be doing a lot of, is writing out promo emails, because once again, those are generating the sales in your business. So promo emails, those can be a form of content. You combine those with something like a case study. And when you have a case study, I mean, that generates a lot of sales. That's a whole other video. But promo emails, that's another form of content. And I feel like I'm missing one more. Oh, the phone. So the phone, where you simply just use your phone and you just sit there and record with your phone, and you're like walking around. These are like just walking around. It's very similar to the one-take videos, but you can do like jump cuts and everything. But those are the different types of content that you can create if you're going to be producing content by yourself. So first, understand the types of content you can create. Then let's get going on actually creating that content. So this is just something I learned in terms of creating content by yourself, is you want to make everything easy. The easier it is, the more likely you're going to create the content on a consistent basis. So I'm going to show you in just a second, but even little things in terms of, I don't know, forget it. Let me just show you. So like, I guess little things like remote controls. So here I got a remote control for the lights. There we go. For these two lights here, I got remotes. So little things like that, just to make it easy. Even here, so like this light right here, I don't have a remote, kind of sucks for that. But the actual cord length on this is freaking huge. Like, that's what she said, right? But it's huge. So I can take this and I can go outside with it. I can go into the podcast room over there, but I can put this everywhere in terms of where I want this light to be. So it's really easy. And then in terms of, let me show you. So here, for example, this tripod here, this tripod goes perfect with this Gorilla Pod that I'm holding right now, just because if I want to transfer this camera off of this Gorilla Pod and put it here on the tripod, it's really easy. I don't have to unscrew anything. All I literally have to do, let me show you this. It's like all I literally have to do is I twist this. So right now it would be like this, and I would just twist it like that. Bam, the camera comes off. Bam, I put it onto the Gorilla Pod where it is now, twist it back on. Bam, I'm good to go. So something like, make sure that doesn't fall. So something like this, this Gorilla Pod, I just make everything easy in terms of filming. I don't have a teleprompter. So even, let me show you this again. So here on this tripod, this isn't for a teleprompter. This is actually for the phone. So I'll put the phone here, and this is actually in case I have the notes. So if I have the notes for the actual video that I'm creating, I have the phone or the camera here, and then I have here, this is just open with the notes. Let me see. Hold on a second. See? Like you can see notes and stuff. So it's just bullet points where I can just look at it and I know exactly what I'm gonna say. So I make everything easy. I'm not reading word for word what I'm trying to say. I just make it really easy, no teleprompter. And by making it easy, you're much more likely to do that thing in terms of creating the content. So let me give you an example of what's not easy. So right now I'm using the camera, the Canon 6D Mark II. I used to use this camera here, right here, the Sony A7 III. And here's the thing, with this Sony, there's no flip out screen on here. Oh, it's all dark as hell. All right, there we go. See, this screen doesn't flip out, so it just flips like this. So when I'm recording, I can't see myself, which means, keep walking away, which means I had to buy this monitor, right? So I bought this monitor, but at the same time, I have a microphone. So there's a microphone, external mic. So I now had to set up this monitor. I had to put the microphone next to it. And then I got to put the battery pack behind this. So it wasn't easy to film. It meant that I had to turn on the camera, I had to turn on the mic, I had to put the battery pack inside the external monitor, and then I had to turn on the monitor. So all of this just to film a video. And I absolutely hated it. So what I did is I just bought this camera. This is like a downgrade, to be honest. So I bought this camera just because it has a flip out screen. The microphone easily plugs in, bam, turn it on, and I'm good to go. So I just bam, press record, start talking. So that's why I switched cameras, because I made it really easy on myself to produce content. If you make it really easy, you're much more likely to produce content. And some people might say, damn, Benji, I mean, you're that lazy to, like, I'm freaking fell. People are like, damn, you're that lazy. All you gotta do is just turn on the monitors. Just one extra step and you'll have a better camera. I'm telling you, little things like that, when you're building a business, little things like that, it takes up time, and it's just things you don't want to do. So I said, forget that camera. Let me switch. I'm just going to make everything easy. Now, when I'm creating content, I film multiple videos in one day. So I sit down and I figure out what are the videos I want to create. What am I going to say in the videos? Let's just create them. Bam, I just create all of them. If it's a lot, what I'll actually do is I'll actually wear different clothes. I'll just iron different clothes. I'll wear different clothes. That way it looks like I created these videos on different days. In reality, I just created it all in one day. Now, what I do is I create with multiple platforms in mind. So for example, right now, as I'm recording this thing, I'm on my Instagram stories, recording the videos on Instagram stories. I'm talking about, like here in this video, I'm talking about what I'm doing, but on the Instagram stories, I'm talking about recording this video. And what I do is these videos on Instagram stories save automatically to my phone, which means eventually I'm going to combine them all into another video. Now I have a second video just by doing nothing extra. And so that's essentially what I do. I think in terms of how do I kill 20 birds with one stone. I do the same thing with pictures, everything. So like when I create pictures for Instagram, I'll resize it for the YouTube thumbnail. Like I'm sitting there resizing videos, pictures, and everything. That way I can just spread it all out all over the place. I'm thinking, how do I kill two birds with one stone? I don't want to do extra work. All I got to do is resize stuff and then bam. And a lot of times, by the way, I don't even need to resize. So for example, I can create a video for YouTube and I can instantly put it up on Instagram. In Instagram, it'll automatically crop it for me. So I don't need to do anything. Once it crops it for me, it automatically saves to my phone. And then now I can put that video on Facebook or something. So I think in terms of how do I kill 20 birds with one stone. A simple example in terms of killing 20 birds with one stone is I'll record a 60-second video. I thought there was a bug over there. I'll record a 60-second video. That'd be the video for Instagram. But when I have it in Final Cut Pro or iMovie, a lot of them, they allow you to instantly upload to YouTube as well. So I'm downloading it to the computer so I can put it on the phone and then upload it to Instagram. At the same time, I just automatically upload that to YouTube. So once again, two birds with one stone. Same thing with podcasts. So I gotta like step up my game on the podcast. I got a podcast, I just haven't been recording much. But here, let's say this is the podcast room, right? So this is the podcast room, kind of dark. Well, I mean, I'm backlit. So like with this camera, can you see that camera? There we go. So with this camera, I'm sitting here like, boss status, and oh damn it, just jacking up the freaking microphone here. So I'm sitting here, I'm recording into this thing, and it's actually recording on the camera over there. And I'm sitting here recording, so I strip out the audio and I upload the entire video to YouTube, and I strip out the audio and upload the podcast version, the audio version, to Libsyn, and then it sends it out to the podcast. So once again, it's all about killing multiple birds with one stone. That's how you produce a lot of content. You essentially think of little systems that you put in place to create as much content as possible with as little effort as possible. And that's an easy way to create content by yourself. So I'm filming all this content in every which way, killing multiple birds with one stone. At this point, if it's like one of the B-roll videos where it requires a lot of editing, I'll usually send it to an editor. The editor, he'll do his thing, and bam, I'm good to go. Like, I just upload all the footage to Google Drive. Here's your stuff, do your magic. And then he does his stuff. If not, then maybe like I'll edit. I mean, if you don't have an editor, you just edit it yourself, obviously. So that's kind of what you're really doing. But ultimately, you have to think in terms of how do I kill multiple birds with one stone? How do I make it easy? And more importantly, you have to commit. Like, that is the number one thing in terms of actually creating content by yourself consistently. You commit to it. If you don't commit, nothing you do will work. You have to literally say, I'm going to create a YouTube video once a week, every single week, no matter what. If I get into a car accident, I don't care. I can be in the freaking hospital. I'm going to say, let me get this video real quick. Hey, everybody, I'm about to die, but I told you. So you're sitting there, you commit. It's a psychological commitment. When people aren't creating content and they say they know they need to create content, but they're not, it's just because they haven't committed to it. They haven't gone all in. They're dabbling. They have self-doubt. They're sitting there thinking, I mean, how do I know this is going to work? Like, how long before I start seeing generating revenue out of this? So they haven't committed. They haven't gone all in. There's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So if you're going to be creating content by yourself, you commit to creating content by yourself. Understand the different types of content you can create, like what I just mentioned. Understand which one you're going to be really good at, which one you want to be great at, and then bam, commit to it. That's it. That's how you really produce a lot of content by yourself. Wait for nothing and nobody. You're not sitting there asking a friend to film for you, none of that stuff. Because if you ask a friend, maybe they're not available on a certain day. Now you're going to wait. You're going to be like, oh, my friend's not available. And so you want to wait for nothing and nobody, not even yourself. If you say I'm going to do it on this day, you do it. You get it done. If you say I'm going to do it every single week, every single day, you do it. You get it done. So you have to commit to it. And that's how you actually produce a lot of content by yourself. Bam! Got him. Benji Bruce out.